Hi guys, welcome to my Boston Bruins preview, and I have them finishing third in the Atlantic Division. They're coming off a second place finish in the Atlantic Division last year in a second round loss to Tampa Bay. So they have the best first line in hockey for sure, bar none. Marchand is, in my opinion, the second best left wing in the league, in my opinion. David Pastrnak is incredible. Patrice Bergeron's a top five center, most probably. Um, Although I do worry about their center depth, just because David Krejci is getting up there, he might have injury issues. And they lost Riley Nash, which is a significant loss in my opinion. If you look at his goals above replacement comps, they aren't bad. They're pretty decent. I mean, he was a solid third line center last season. So can Forsberg and Carlson come in and make up for it? And I'm not sure if David Backes is still any good. He definitely seemed to be regressing last season as he ages and gets more slow. However, I do love their young depth. I mean, Jake DeBrusk, I believe, is underrated. He's a really fast, quick guy with terrific offensive IQ. And whenever I think of Jake DeBrusk as a Leafs fan, I think of that goal he scored on Freddie Anderson in Game 7 where he kind of blew past Jake Gardiner, blew him out to the outside, and then kind of tucked it in on Freddie Anderson on the near side. So I believe he went 5 well. I'm not sure. I erased that memory from my head. But yeah, Jake DeBrusk is amazing. I'd love him on my team. Definitely out of the three picks they had there in 2015, Shenishin and Zaboral, he's definitely the best player. And I think that he could probably be a really good second line possession driving winger in the future. And Ryan Donato and Danton Heinen are obviously really, really good, solid young players. I believe both were later round picks, and those guys in their limited usage, sheltered usage, they produced really, really well. And I expect them to take a couple steps forward. They both have the potential to be top six forwards, and both are skillful. And I'm jealous that the Bruins have them. And then Bjork isn't bad either. He's listed on the fourth line on daily faceoff, but he can move up and down the lineup in case of injuries. So the defense is really good, in my opinion. Chara was on my top 10 defensive defenseman list, so if you haven't seen that, I suggest you check it out. I'm not going to talk about him too much because I have a lot in the past. Charlie McAvoy might win a Norris Trophy in the near future. Torrey Krug was on my top 10 offensive defenseman list, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. Um, I don't really like Brandon Carlo as much as most people do. Um, because he's not really an advanced stats type of defenseman, more of a stay at home guy. But I just don't think that he drives play at all, and I think he's vastly overrated. But in place of that, I think a guy like Grizzlick's really underrated, and I think that although he's not listed in the top six on daily faceoff at the time of this recording, he should be because I think he's incredible. Um, at least he's a bottom pair defenseman. I think he's better than Carlo Moore and Miller, so he should really be in there. Um, Tuukka Rask is a really, really good goalie. He seems to be underrated, where he is sort of inconsistent, but all goalies are inconsistent, and goaltending is incredibly hard to predict. So Halak is kind of shaky though. So if Rask goes down, especially with them losing Subban last season on waivers, I think that they're in major trouble. So better hope Rask does not get hurt. Looking at their possession stats, they're possession gods. Obviously, they're incredible stats. Corsi for percentage 53.77%, which is first in the NHL. Corsi for per 60 51.88, which is ninth in the NHL. Corsi against per 60 44.61, which is first in the NHL, which is absolutely incredible. The system that they run is amazing. The switch away from Claude Julien has really helped, especially in their on ice results. As you can see, they're a terrific defensive and offensive team. It doesn't help when you have, and it doesn't hurt when you have excellent two-way guys and like Bergeron and Marchand, who's really underrated, and having them drive their offense, and also having defensively responsible guys like um, Backus and Krejci in your depth forwards, and then having defensemen like Krug on your second pairing, and McAvoy and Chara, who can really push possession and tilt the ice in your favor. I think that they're an incredible possession team and scary to go up against. In terms of their on ice goals for and goals against per 60, 2.28 goals for per 60, 13th in the NHL, 1.98 goals against per 66 in the NHL. So they generate a lot less in terms of goals for per 60 than I thought they would. However, when we're going to look at the expected goals for per 60, we're going to see why. So they definitely sacrifice a lot of offense in terms of playing their two-way style of game. It's a bit of a compromise, but in the end, it works out because they give up so little when you look at the heat maps that I'm going to put across the screen. Expected goals for per 62.28, which is 14th at the NHL, and then expected goals against per 61, 1.99, fourth in the NHL. So they are a really really suffocating defensive team. And that should continue in the future, especially with adding more speed and skill into their lineup. They should get better. Although I'm not gonna, I don't know how they're gonna replace Bergeron when he inevitably ages. PDO 100.2, which is 14th, so not too much. And I mean that's pretty average. We shouldn't expect any PDO regression there. Penalty differential, they were a +8, 14th in the NHL, which is pretty good. So I think they have a decent power play. Which I'd like to mention. Patrice Bergeron is amazing in in that rover position in the middle of the umbrella. Um, he's absolutely incredible. He's a really smart player, so that's a huge advantage. And when you also have guys like Krug and Marchand and Pasternak there on the right side, on the left side there for the one timer, that's an amazing power play. So their most important player I think is Charlie McAvoy. He produced 7.93 goals above replacement per 82 last season. His comps were Will Butcher, Calvin DeHaan, and Brett Pesce. So he should really, really improve on that. And he's already a really scary player. And I think that he has a couple of Norris trophies in his future. So I'm really jealous of Charlie McAvoy. He's an incredible, incredible player. Probably goes top 5 in a redraft in the 2016 draft. And it's incredible how fast he's come on as well. I think that's how amazing he is, and how at his age is just absolutely incredible. The player that needs to improve, in my opinion, is Brandon Carlo. He produced negative 1.07 goals above replacement per 82. So his comparables were Dan Girardi, Ben Sherrod, and Travis Hamonic, which is not very good. And those goals above replacement stats are obviously courtesy of Chance McCallum's goals above replacement model, courtesy of Bill Comeau's tableau. So I'm going to link those in the description below. So his comparables aren't great. I know why Bruins fans like him. He can skate. He's heavy on the puck. He plays the game really hard, but he bleeds shots, and they don't really do better with him on the ice than they do without him. So I think he still has the potential to turn it around, but I just don't think he's as good as people make him out to be. In conclusion, I have them third in the Atlantic due to Keys players like Chara and Bergeron and Marchand getting older, and a lack of center depth and a lack of goaltending depth, but they could easily win the division. I could be extremely wrong because they have the best possession team on paper, and with contribution from young guys like DeBrusk and Heinen and McAvoy all progressing, they could really push Toronto or Tampa in that division for first place. So not looking forward to facing them if we have to in the first or second round, and they're an extremely dangerous team. And thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.